Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your tribal god of retreat, Peter Joseph here for a late Monday night video right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there inside of my pants, otherwise known as the description marks below, on this very channel and my other channels. Show your love and support to those channels as well. Leave a comment on this video and any one of my videos on my respective channels, but don't leave stupid comments because you will get sent to the Shadow Realm, put in an Iron Maiden, and then Satan will eat your soul! Or whatever left of it. You know, those Iron Maidens, you know. I digress on that. So leave a comment on the video. But like I said, if you leave stupid comments, bye-bye, you're out of here. You can kiss my ass. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell to turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Because if you do, well, maybe you need to be putting that Iron Maiden again. Because you're SOL. If you miss anything, you're SOL. You know what that means. And if you don't know, look it up, asshole. Simple as that. And for our first-time viewers, if you're here for the very first time, well, welcome to the party, pal! We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab that cold one, and enjoy the show. Don't forget to put your feet up. Well, unless you have stinky feet, then you're putting them down. Just saying. We got that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry that I haven't done any videos as pretty much yesterday. But you know, wanted to enjoy my Memorial Day weekend. It was a long night on Sunday night with Double or Nothing and NXT Battleground. It was, both shows were great. But I think one of the shows was a little bit better. A little bit better, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But, so I wanted to do some videos today, but I had a family emergency, so I've been out pretty much all day, so. But it's not serious, thankfully. Everything's okay. I just spent all day, you know, babysitting because, you know, I had to do that, so. But everything's okay. Everything's okay. Just a little family health emergency. Not a big thing. It was a little scare, but everything's fine, thankfully. And now I'm back to hopefully doing more videos as this week comes. I got lots of things to do, so I'm going to try to get at least one or maybe two videos up before I go to bed, because tomorrow I have some errands to run. Because I do have the day off for work tomorrow, and then Wednesday, go back to work, and then I finish up on Saturday. So, got to go in on Saturday to do some light work, and then done. And then the first week of June, back to the normal grind. And pretty much June is my actual final month. I'm gonna be busy as fuck, but we got that. Alright, enough about that. Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend, and if not, well, fuck you. That's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this late Memorial Day, I almost said March. It's late, I'm sorry. On this late Monday night, May the 26th, 2025, or for my great people on the replay crew, I love you guys. I know you watch me on the replay. You do. Religiously, you do. It is now May the 27th, 2025, as we're closing out this horrible, if you're in the Northeast, horrible month of May, because it's raining like crazy. It's going to be raining Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so the end of this month is going to be raining, so sucks. But it's going to be warm, which isn't that bad. Nice little 80-degree day coming up, I think, this end of this week. Nice. And then I think the beginning of June, we're going to get some nice weather. And hopefully some 80s and maybe some 90s. But we'll see. As we closed out the unofficial start of summer. And now, 3 weeks from Thursday will begin the actual start of summer. Gotta love that. Ugh, gotta love it. Beaches were open this weekend. The girls were dumb bikinis. Ugh. Not that I went to the beach this weekend, but, I could have, but, me and the missus had other plans, so. Moving along. Alright, on this getting close to late Memorial Day, Monday, 2025, it is time for your late and out-of-date NXT Battleground review! And I'll get to Double Nothing in my next video, so you get it. Well, I would do a 2-for-1 special, but no, not today. Maybe next weekend when we have NXT When Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. We might do a 2-for-1 special there, but we'll see what happens when we get to next weekend. But anyway, not this coming weekend, next weekend, the first weekend in June. But anyway, so it is time for your late NXT Battleground review right here on the Peter Joseph channel. I'm Peter Joseph. You knew that already. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so Battleground going head-to-head with Double Nothing. This was the shorter show, because there was only 6 matches. Double Nothing had like 35 matches. But you know how Tony Khan is. But anyway, this wasn't bad. This was a pretty good show, and Double Nothing was great. Well, the start of it was okay-ish. This kind of fell off, and then boom! Right near the end, the last few matches, Anarchy in the Arena, epic. Hangman versus Ocean Spray, epic. Tony Storm and Mina, epic. So, I think it was pretty even, but I really, my honest opinion, my show, my opinions, of course, because they mattered more than yours, I think Double Nothing edged out NXT Battleground. Even though we got a shocking ending to Battleground, we'll get to that and that man in a little bit. But let's kick off the show. Alright, so we're at the, where are we? I don't even know. We're at the Youngling Center, I believe. Yes, we're at the Youngling Center in Tampa, Florida. We finished that off tonight with Raw. I'm doing Raw late tomorrow. Because I will be out pretty much all day tomorrow, too. Because I have errands to run, I got other things to do. But I will be watching NXT live, like I watched Raw, a little bit of Raw tonight. So, we got that. Yes, I have something on my nose, I know. But little bitty pimple, but I put Noxime on it way earlier, but just wait. You can barely see it. Barely. But it is what it is. Alright, so we're from the Young Center in Tampa, Florida, and our commentary team on NXT Battleground, the usual 3. The man with a creepy jacket, lots of candy, that's Vic Joseph. And we have Corey Slave, and the man who smokes more fucking weed than you do. He's a legend, and it's the Kool-Aid Man himself. Oh yeah, man. It's Booker T, sucker! When he didn't fall asleep that night. Well, we don't know that, but if you were there, maybe if you saw Booker T fall asleep, let me know. Wake up, Booker T, we got a 3-hour show. Oh yeah! Somebody get him some weed. Stat. That'll keep him up for about another 5 hours. But we move on with that. It's like watching an AEW pay-per-view. You need to smoke a lot of weed to stay up for that entire pay-per-view. Or some cocaine or whatever. Not that I condone it, but, if you want to do it, go ahead. It's your prerogative. Me, I just drink a whole thing of Jack and Coke, and I'm wired for the whole night. I'm good. That's what I had to do Sunday night, Had to get the, I almost freaking had to throw on a fresh pot of Prince Nana's coffee to keep me up. Holy shit. If that pay-per-view would have went another hour or two, I would have told the missus, like, hey, woman, throw up a fresh pot of coffee. Not that I drink coffee, but I needed it, I need some caffeine. She loves that coffee. Prince Nana, you make that great coffee, man. I'm gonna get a discount. You don't! Ha! So, fuck you. Alright, now we move on. Alright, Vic Joseph, Booker T, and Corey Slave on commentary. Let's get into the show. So we start off with a opening video package, looking at the show's major matches. Trick Willie Shimon, and say his name, and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. We had that. Oma, who the Ruler, taking on Miles. Don't call him Ozzy Osbourne. That's Stephanie Verker's boyfriend. Boy, Baby Orton getting the ladies. Who thought of that? Who thought that Miles Bourne, this pint-sized Baby Orton 20-something-year-old kid, gets with a hottie like Stephanie Verker? Oy. He must like the Latinas, even though she is from Brazil. But, listen to Chile, I'm sorry. It's the same country! Not the same country, it's the same continent, you know what I meant. But anyway, moving on. Alright, let's talk about Miles in a little bit. Alright, so we get the opening video, then we open up with our first match of the night. I'm not gonna go through every fucking move like I usually do. First match out of the gate for the Women's North American title, the resident surfer girl, Sol Ruka, taking on the former Women's North American champion, Kaylani Jordan. This match was great to start off. And this went head-to-head with Mercedes Moné and Jamie Hayter for the Women's Owen Hart Cup. This was better than that. I'm sorry. It was way better than that. Not that, I mean, that match was like this. Alright, Delta was also in Sol Ruka's corner. Both women looked like they came out of Street Fighter. Because both women had, Sol had, like weird face paint on. And, Kaylani had her hair in braids and all different colored braids and everything. And then they're doing all these gymnastics moves because both of them have gymnastics backgrounds. This was great. I mean, that was pretty damn good. To start the match, and then Sol Ruka goes on her back and does a little surfboard little move, and then chips Kaylani into an STF, gets broken up. Then Sol hits a suplex into a standing moonsault. Then they trade roll-ups for near falls, and then Kaylani plants Sol down in the corner, and then some type of power bomb. Looks to set up a half crab. Sol Ruka kicks away at her. And then Kaylani kicks at the leg, and she locks in the half crab, gets reversed into a roll-up to escape. And then pretty much they go back and forth. Sol Ruka goes up top, because both women went up top. Sol hits a Super X Factor. Nice. For a double down. And then Kaylani sends Sol to the floor. Sets up the moonsault. Hits that pretty good. And then Kaylani looks at Delta. And they go back inside. Sol blocks a Super Hurricane Rana. And then a backstabber sends Kaylani to the floor. And then a big handspring flippy dippity doo. Drops her down. They go back in. Kaylani knocks her down. And then sets up an Eddie Galero frog splash. You like that one, Eddie? Leave me alone, I'm sleeping. Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm sorry. Sleeping. I forgot it's late up there, too. But I digress. So Kaylani hits a frog splash for a near fall. They go up top again. Kaylani tries a super poison Rana. Yikes. Sol somehow flipped out of that. Lands on her feet. Impressive. And then a spear gives Sol Ruka a near fall. So she goes up top again. Where Kaylani gives her a super Spanish fly. Joel Maximal thanks you for that. And she hits that for a near fall. They go back up again. I mean, how many times are you going to go up to the top rope? Jeez. They go up top again. And then Zarya pulls Sol Ruka away from one of a kind! That split-legged moonsault that Kaylani does in homage to Rob Van Dam. You suck. Alright, so Delta gets involved. and pulls her best friend away from Keilani's finishing move, and the referee's like, "Hey, you can't do that! You are out!" I'm like, "Come on, ref! You suck, ref! Ref, you suck!" Also, fans are doing "Ref, you suck" chants. And then Keilani baseball slides Sol down, and then Sol Ruka tries for the Soul Snatcher. But Keilani rolled out of the way, but then Sol Ruka hits a Super Soul Snatcher on Keilani, knocked her out, goes to the cover, 1, 2, 3, in just under 13 minutes. Sol Ruka retains the title. I still think Delta's gonna turn on her pretty soon. Probably as we go through June, maybe as we get into not the pay-per-view next Saturday. Probably after that, I think we'll see Delta continue to turn on Sol, and she's like out of it, like, "I'm gonna fuck you, surfer girl!" And then we'll get that match at whatever event on NXT TV, or whatever the next NXT actual pay-per-view after NXT Worlds Collide. Maybe see that. But I think Delta, by the summertime, Delta will become the new Women's NXT North American Champion. I said that since she debuted on NXT TV. I said she was going to either win the North American title or the the NXT Women's title, but we haven't got that yet. But North American title is probably coming by the summertime. We got that. Alright, so this match I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. Great way to open the show, and we're off and running on Battleground. Alright, then we get a recap of the culling that Shawn Spears, Nico, and the Resident Virgin, Brooks Jensen, they attacked Josh Briggs last week. Was it last week? No, it was last week on NXT, basically. And then Hank and Spank come out to make the save. So, that leads us to match number 2, a 6-man tag team match. Well, before we get that, sorry about that, I went a little ahead. So, after that video, we see Shawn Spears gives his group a pep talk. "We need to win!" Basically, that's that. Alright, then we have some lovely ladies in the audience from Triple A, and we have Chick Tormenta. I wonder if that's the same Tormenta from Warriors, or not Warriors, holy, woo boy, sorry Joey B. Anyway, Chick Tormenta from Women of Wrestling, WOW, on Channel 55 here in New York. I don't know if it's the same act, the same chick, but there is a woman named Tormenta in WOW, but I don't think it's the same person, because I think the other is a little bit larger than Chick Tormenta. And she's there with, I'm going to have a problem with this one, Dallas? I don't know. It's D-A-L-Y-S. I think it's pronounced Dallas. I don't know Spanish, I'm sorry. I do know some Spanish words, but I don't watch Spanish women's lucha libre, sorry. But I should, but I don't. Wait, moving on with that. Am I bleeding? No. Got a bloody nose! Alright, so we see them there, they get involved a little bit later. Alright, then we go to the back, I believe with Sarah Schreiber, and her special guest, for the first time on NXT pay-per-view and NXT TV, well, soon to be NXT TV, and that's Mike Santana of LAX. He's there for a special little, he wants to look at the TNA World title match between Joe Hendry and Trick, because he wants to see who walks out with the belt, because he's pretty much next in line. He kind of introduces himself. He's like, "I'm a proud man from the Bronx, and I want to win. I want the winner of the title match going out against all odds, which is the next TNA event, not pay-per-view, because we know the next pay-per-view is Slammiversary, but that's in July in New York City. Well, not New York City, it's in Long Island. And I'm not going to it because I'm not going to Uniondale. Hold it, not even Uniondale. It's Elmont, the new USB arena. That's a pain in the ass to get to by the LIRR. And so is the old Mausoleum. That was a pain in the ass to get to and back. By car, too. It's a pain in the ass getting on the, the highway to get back on the Brooklyn highways, and then you're fine after that. But just getting out of the parking lot was a pain in the ass. But me one. Alright, so he wants the winner of the NXT, the TNA title match. And then Catchpoint 3.1 comes in. That's Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, Mr. Ego's son Charlie Dempsey, my girl Maddie Lankowski, and Tavion Heights. They come in and say, hey, we don't like you outsiders coming in from TNA or Japan or Mexico or whatever. And then Tavion Heights, steps up to Mike Santana and say, hey, how about me and you have a match on Tuesday night? Mike Santana's like, okay, I'll come in to Orlando. I'm like, right there. I'll just come down from New York City after having a good cup of coffee. Alright, so Mike Santana's in, and that's that. So Mike Santana will make his NXT debut in the ring on tomorrow night. Can't wait for that. Alright, so as that's going on, we see Fallon Henley and JC Jane in the back, still arguing. Can they just break them up already? Break up Fatal Influence. It was good for a while, and then gone. I mean, my girl Jasmine Nix is not even around. She's basically locked in my bedroom. Holy shit. She's so scrumptious. Ugh. Good. We move on with that. Alright, so I gave that 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, now we get to match number 2. Number 2. Derek Jeter, number 2. Okay. Alright, yeah. Match number 2, Sean Spears and company, with Bookie Hogan, Izzy Dame at ringside, taking on Hank and Spank and Josh Briggs. Match was boring. Getting to the end, and we get a Dominator, a double stomp Dominator. Interesting. Hits Hank, then the referee has to stop the count because there was a late save. Oops, somebody missed their spot. And then Sean Spears grabs Josh Briggs' hand, and then Izzy Dame gets in a big boot to face. So then Brooks Jensen rolls him up for a near fall. But Briggs comes back, hits one hell of a lariato on Mr. Jensen. Gets the hot tag to Hank. And then Hank and Spank hit their power slam neckbreaker combo. 1, 2, 3 to get the win in just under 9.5 minutes. Match was boring, and I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Sean Spears and crew a little bit spoiled sports. They jump Hank and Spank and Josh Briggs again. But then we have the return of the legend from Japan, Yoshiki Inamaru, excuse me. He comes back for the save. Him and Briggs are like, yay, we're friends again, let's hug. I want to go back to Japan, I have a board of sushi, come right back. I still think they're going to probably go against Hank and Spank and probably win this time. I was hoping, but I don't know if it's going to be them or OTM at this point. Because OTM came back last week and beat the fuck out of Cale Dixon and Uriah Connors. Beat them up. So I'm hoping OTM wins those tag team belts from Hank and Spank and goes on a nice long run. But who knows? With that. Alright, then we go to we see Ethan Page is all ready for tomorrow night's, Tuesday night's North American title match with Absolute Ricky Starks. He's like, I'm gonna finally finish this guy. And then Ava Rain comes in and says the winner will defend the title at Worlds Collide on June 7th against somebody from Mexico. I wonder who that could be. I doubt it. I don't even know what's going to... excuse me. I don't even know if he's got fired, but I don't know if WWE will even bring him in. That's Alberto Del Rio. fired from Triple A, but who knows if WWE's gonna bring him back? Why would you bring him back and just have him come and just sign him to NXT? That's kind of a little bit low standards for Alberto, but I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow night in the North American title match. I think Ricky retains, and then he faces one of the big top stars from Triple A. Excuse me. I need a drink for that. After that whole thing. You want me to do the show? No, Mike. No, Mike, I'm fine. Okay, I'm sorry to bother you. I know, Mike. I know. It's okay. Thank you for thinking of me. Yeah, I'm here for you. You're my friend, Mr. Joseph. You're my friend. You're my best friend in the whole wide world. Oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you. Pound? Okay, thank you. Oh, by the way, tell your mom I was praying for you before. Oh, thanks. Spoiled it. I'm sorry. My mom's doing okay. She's fine. That wasn't the emergency, by the way. It was a different emergency. Everything's fine. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so we'll see what happens tomorrow night with Ethan Page and Ricky Starks. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, Mike. I forgot to tell your fans you want to say goodbye, right? You want to say goodbye? No, I'll stay here. No, I gotta finish. I got other things to do before I go to bed. Oh, okay. All right. You have a good show, Mr. Joseph. Bye, fans. Bye. I love you all. Even you fried bastard. Okay, calm down, Mike. Get out of here. Bye. Okay. Sorry. Gotta love that guy, though. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Mike Awesome. God rest his mighty soul. Love you, Mike. I love you too. Okay. We move on. Alright, after that, alright, we get a recap of the turf war between Channing Lorenzo Stacks and my cousin, who's sleeping right now, my legit cousin, Tony D'Angelo, who gets me a chicken bomb hero for $2. You people get it for $7. And that's not including the Coke. I get that for free. So, alright, so we see the whole feud between them, and with Luca Cristofino getting whacked, and Adriana Rizzo at the safe house, and then, Stacks wants to be the Don, and pretty much he turned on Tony D at Stand and Deliver, and then we get this match. Alright, so Tony D wants revenge, and we'll see if he gets it. So we get to match number 3, and it was pretty good. Not great, but good. Alright, so it's also with Tony D taking out Stacks, beats the fuck out of him, but Stacks hits a kick to the ribs. Ow. So Tony D's in trouble. They go outside, Stacks rams him into the apron. Tries to go over the barricade, earning yourself a ram into the ring post. Ow. And then Tony D's like, fuck you, Stacks, you son of a bitch. And then Stacks like, alright, I'm gonna kick your ass again. Knocks Tony into the ring steps. Ow. And a running drop kick made it worse. We go back in, and Stacks continues on the ribs of Tony D, a seated abdominal stretch. Haven't seen that before. I have seen it before, but not since 1934. And then Booker T goes on one of his wild rants, because when he smokes that weed before the show, he goes, "Oh yeah, crazy." He goes on a weird rant about it's Channing Stacks Lorenzo rather than Stacks. The same thing. What are we missing? Come on, Booker T, stop it. Alright, so Stacks hits some move called cement shoes on Tony D. Tony D kicks out at two, but Tony D comes back, fires some uppercuts to the body. Get there, right in there. And then Stacks goes right back to the ribs, goes for another cement shoes and missed. And a delayed German suplex drops Stacks, and then Tony D hits a power bomb, and then starts raining down those right hands, some ground and pound. So Tony's firing up. He's got that Italian blood in him. But hold on, Tony D stops, looks around. He's like, oh my, what are you looking at? And then Stacks tells Tony that he's weak, and then drives him rib first into the ring post. Ugh. And then a cannonball hits the ring post. Ooh. And then Tony D hits forget about it, which usually wins him matches, but Stacks kicked out at two. And Tony's ribs give out again. Stacks carries him over the ropes for a top rope double stomp. Ouch. Then he goes to get a crowbar. And then Tony's like, no. He takes it away, and a spear cuts Stacks down to size. Tony hammers away with some forearms. And then Stacks like, I'm sorry, Tony. I'm sorry, Don. I'm sorry for everything I did. And Tony's like, well, fuck you, Stacks. He hits a Spain Buster for his efforts. And then Luca Cusafino, I don't know where he came from, stares at Tony. And then that allows Stacks to kick Tony in the meatballs. And then a running knee to the back of the head. Finishes off Tony D. Stacks gets the win. Fuck! And, we get that. What am I? Oh, okay. So Luca has now turned on Tony D. I can expect Adrian and Rizzo to do the same probably soon. Because Tony basically got nobody left except for Rizzo. And maybe, his confidants that hang around at the restaurant. Like, Tony D can't trust anybody except me. I will never turn on my cousin. Ever. I don't care if he turns back to heel. He'll still be a full-blooded Italian like me. So we get that. All right, So Stacks gets the win in over 15 minutes. Match was alright. 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Tony gets up and Luca, who really didn't get physical, he's like, it's okay, Tony, it's okay. And then Tony's like, fuck you, Luca! You fake as fuck lawyer. I heard Luca lost a lot of clients on his webpage. Nobody wants his help. I don't blame you if you got his services. I'm not talking about the ladies' services either, but because I know a lot of ladies that, ask for his advice and don't ask for his services. Well, you got scammed. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so we'll see what happens tomorrow night on NXT TV with Tony D. Stacks is gonna come out like, hey, I'm the Don now, Don! So he thinks he's gonna be the Don, he's not. You're gonna cheap fucking win, basically. Cheap win, Stacks. But at least you got a hot girlfriend at Ariana Grace. That's the only thing good about the guy. But I digress on that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we got a video package for Jordan Grace and Stephanie Furker for the NXT Women's title. So that we get that. Alright, so we get to match number 4. Yeah, match number 4 for the Women's title. And it was pretty good. Back and forth they went. Jordan is sent over the announcer's table. Booker T would have loved to have Stephanie Furker in his lap. Am I right, Booker T? You sent for her so much. Anyway. And then commentary mocks Booker T for being such a Stephanie Furker mark. Told you. They get back in, and we get a Boston Crab sends Stephanie to the ropes. So then Jordan slams her down, and then she goes with a Vader bomb and missed. No water in the pool for you, big mama pump. And then Stephanie locks her in the devil's kiss. Oh yeah, man! Booker T. God damn you. Anyway. So they continue going back and forth. Stephanie hits the goes for the SVB. Jordan tries for the Juggernaut Driver, bitch! Both get countered, and then they fight over a Tombstone Pile Driver! And then that doesn't work. So they go to the outside. Stephanie powers Jordan through the barricade for a big time crash. Crowd's like, ah! Go back in, and Stephanie hits the SVB. And I was like, oh, she won. She retained. But Jordan kicked out at 2. And then Stephanie's like, ay, Dios mío! Basically. And then she tries for another SVB. It gets broken up, and Stephanie takes out the leg Daniel-san with a dragon screw leg whip out of the corner. Ow. And that was basically it for Stephanie. She goes up top, hits Spinal Tap. She must have watched AJ Styles tapes. And she has to win. Excuse me. My allergies acting up. Alright, one more time. Thank you. Bless me! Alright, moving on. Alright, so Stephanie gets the win with Spiral Tap in a little over 16 minutes. Good match. Another 3 out of 5 stars, and that's it. So I don't know where Stephanie goes from here, besides going to When Worlds Collide to face, and we get a segment later on. We see Delise and Cheek Tormenta, in the back, kind of like looking at her, and they stared her down. And then Fallon Henley and JC Jane comes in, and then JC Jane gets an NXT women's title shot tomorrow night. She won't win, because Fallon Henley's gonna screw her, not in a good way, but that's that. I think Stephanie's gonna take on one of those 2 Mexican chicks. Probably Delise or Chick Tormenta, or both. Who knows? But we get that. Alright. Then we see, Ricky Starks comes out to the ring, and he's all ready to face Ethan Page for the North American title tomorrow night, because he doesn't get what people see in Ethan. And the thing is, Ethan is like the guy at the party. Is a guy at the party, but no one knows why he's even there. How did you get in? You're a TA. You're a TA. This is a students only party. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway. And the reality is, Ricky can put the title on the line because he knew Ethan's greed would get in the way. And if he has to start this week's show to beat Ethan up, so be it. As for Worlds Collide, he's ready to go to Mexico if he has to. And then Ethan Page tries to jump him from behind. Ricky saw that, cuts him off, and then holds on the security comes in, breaks it up. And really try to break it up, and then Ricky hits a flippy DVD onto everybody to get at Ethan Page, and they're still going at it. So, something's got to give tomorrow. And we'll see who comes out of that match with the North American title. I think it's going to be Ricky Starks. I think Ethan Page is going to the main roster pretty soon. So I think Ricky will win and face one of the top AAA stars for the North American title next Saturday afternoon. Not Saturday night. Because next Saturday night, June 7th, is Money in the Bank. Worlds Collide begins, I believe, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Because it's in LA. So that's 11 o'clock in the morning for you people in LA. So, you get to have your breakfast, or you can have a late breakfast, or you have some coffee, some vino, some woo-hoo-hoo, and enjoy the show. And then that will lead us into Money in the Bank. I think it's at 2 or 3 o'clock. I think it's 3. Yeah, let me look up on my phone. Let me look up on my phone. What time is NXT Worlds Collide? 3 p.m. Eastern from the Kia Forum in L.A. Because Money in the Bank's at the Intuit Dome, which used to be the Staples Center. Where the Clippers play now. I don't even know where the Lakers... I think the Lakers play in the same arena. I think they both play in the same arena. Both suck, but... Speaking of suck... Fucking Indiana Pacers, Sunday night... How do you blow a 20-point lead? In the third quarter, mind you. I just knew the Knicks were going to come back in that game. I just knew it. And the Knicks won by 6. So they take game 3. So Indiana's still up 2-1. Game 4 tomorrow night. So that's going to be fun watching SmackDown. Well, not SmackDown. Sorry. We'll watch a little bit of NXT. And we'll watch a little bit of the Knicks game 4 game. Which should probably end at 11 o'clock. So. But Knicks got 1. Can they get both games in Indiana and then take it back to MSG for game 5? Well, there will be a game 5, but will be tied at 2, or will Indiana go up 3-1 and looking to knock out the Knicks, possibly in New York, or going back to Indiana for game 6? And then who knows if there will be a game 7? I hope not, but you know, all the Knicks fans Sunday night on Saturday Avenue, Knicks in 6, suck my dick, fuck you, alright? That's the stupidest fucking chant I ever heard. Morons. Hey, if the Pacers win in 6, you be sucking their dick. You know there'll be riots in New York. You know there will be. I guarantee that when the Knicks get knocked out, whether it be in 5, 6, or 7, there's going to be riots in New York on 7th Avenue. You know, that's what. Don't go to Times Square, don't go around the MSG area, or even Central Park. Wherever there's going to be a watch party. If the Knicks lose that game, lose the series, forget it. Don't even go on the train. Do not go on the train. Or the bus. Because, screw it, boy. Well, probably the next few days, after the Knicks lose, do not go on a bus, do not go into the city, do not go on the train going into the city. It's gonna be madness. I feel bad for the New York Police Department. Ouch. I just hit myself in the eye. Boom! We move on. Alright, so we'll see what Ricky Starks and Ethan Page do tomorrow. Alright, they'll get a recap of Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, shockingly winning that Battle Royal. That 25-man Battle Royal to get a shot at the Ruda, his NXT title. We have him challenging Oba in the form of him having a sit-down interview in an empty arena. Miles wasn't sure if he was ready when he came here, but now he's doing as well as he's ever done. He's on a roll right now. Fans love him. They call him Baby Orton because he looks exactly like Orton the early version of Orton. I think he looks just like him when Orton debuted in 2002. Shit. So he's like, I was ready at the Battle Royal, and I'm going to be ready to come after the belt. And he's like, I know I got a 15% chance of living, because I'm facing Oba. No, take that back. He was given a 15% chance of living when he was born, but now he wants people to know about his disability, so that kids who are struggling can know that nothing can hold him back, because he's partially deaf. Thing. He's been fighting the odds since birth, and he'll be fighting the odds against Oba, who has everything over him, and the only thing Miles has over him is heart. And there you go. Sweet goodness, this guy is good. So see if Miles' dream can come true against the Ruda, as we get to match number 5 for the NXT World Title. Hey, Miles gave it his all. I applaud you, sir. He's going to be a big star when he gets up to that main roster. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins a title in NXT before he goes up there. He should have been tag team champion with Tavion, but did that happen? No. Maybe he gets the North American title, but we'll see what happens with that. So they go back and forth. Oba beat the fuck out of him for most of the match. Miles came back. He came very close at a few times. Big frog splash, Eddie Galeno style, and Eddie loved that. Gives Miles on the fall. Hits another one of those beautiful drop kicks. Almost Okada-like. Well, he didn't do the pop, zoom back and anything. But he walks into a pop-up tiger uppercut. And then Oba hits fall from grace. And I was like, that's it. Miles is dead. But Miles, with that heart, kicked out at 2. The fans are going nuts. Come on, come on! Come on, Miles, you can do it! You can do it! Miles rolls him up out of the corner for a near fall, but then gets turned inside out with a lariato by Oba. And then, not one, but 2, we got back-to-back falls from grace by Oba, and then Oba pins him mercifully to end the match in under 17 minutes. So Oba retains. Match I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Code of Honor, you'll love to see it. So, I'm telling you right now, Miles is a star. But I think he's going to start a feud with Charlie Dempsey because he's a little bit jelly. Hey, Mr. Eagle's son, you were North American champion for a little while, so I wouldn't talk, okay? So, we move on. Alright, so Code of Honor to end that. Then after that, like I said, JC King and Fallon are still arguing. They argued for almost the entire pay-per-view. You're Batman! He stole my man! No, he was my man first. You had sex with him! We got a big, whatever they were arguing about. Anyway. And then Stephanie Victoria was arguing with Delise and Chick Tormenta, and then JC Jane comes in and says, "Hey, Stephanie!" Smacked her right in the face, and then everybody had to be held back by security and random people. And JC Jane gets a title shot out of that. Hey, any way to get a title shot these days? I gotta get my opportunity, so I'm just gonna slap the champ in the face. Alright, whatever you gotta do. Move on. Alright, then we get a hype video recap for Joe Hendry and Chick Witty for the TNA title. First time ever on NXT pay-per-view, and another company's title is on the line. So we get that. So we get to the main event. Match was epic. We get the big match intros. And then they start fighting. They trade roles for a near fall, so Trick drops Joe again. He tries to spin a Rooney, and he looked at Booker, and he was like, and Booker's like, "Oh yeah, man, oh yeah," and he did it. I've seen better spinning Roonies, but give it a good old college try there, Trick. Okay, I ain't backing down from no average Joe. I ain't backing down no from average troll. We don't back down here in the prophecy. Alright, so we go back and forth again. Joe hits the pose after he hits the fallaway slam. Then he does the pose. Goes for a standing ovation and gets blocked. Trick misses a kick. And then Joe hits the standing ovation, about to retain the title. But Trick got the foot on the rope to save the match for him. Title cannot change for that. Well, unless you have pure rules and you don't have any rope breaks, you're fucked. To get back up, Trick kicks Joe down, and they head to the outside with a rock bottom through the table. Finally, one of the tables broke. Plants Joe. They go back in, and Trick hits the trick shot. Joe Hendry barely kicked out of 2, and Trick's pissed off. And then Trick's like, "That's it." He grabs the TNA title, but the referee takes it away. No. And then Trick walks right into the standing ovation attempt. It gets broken up with a Rowdy Piper Raggedy Eyes, which allows Trick to hit Joe Hendry with a flapjack on the belt. Ow. And then Trick hits another trick shot on Joe. He hits it. Joe Hendry comes to the mat. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. We have a new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Trick Willie. He did it. First man to hold a belt, a crossover, and win the TNA, another company's title on another company's pay-per-view. That's big time. So, Joe Hendry, nice knowing you. Great TNA title run, even though everybody in the roster was pissed off at him. No wonder he wasn't at the tapings. So, we get that. So, Trick Willie will have a celebration tomorrow night on NXT inside the Performance Center, because it won't be at the Capitol Wrestling Center. We'll be back to its roots. So, we got that tomorrow night in Orlando, Florida. So, 15-minute match. Great match. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Trick Willie, the TNA champion. And, well, Mike Santana is waiting in the wings. So, that match might be happening at Against All Odds sometime in June. We'll see what Trick Willie does after that. If Joe Hendry comes back and wants a rematch, maybe we get a triple threat with him and Mike Santana, which I don't want. I'd rather have Mike Santana get his one-on-one match, beat Trick at Against All Odds, or maybe it goes to Slammiversary. Mike Santana wins the belt at Slammiversary because it's in his hometown of New York. Why not? So I think they might do it there. And then Mike Santana holds it to pretty much maybe till Bound for Glory or past that. So I'll have to see what happens with that. But NXT Battleground, I thought it was pretty damn good. So I gave it 7.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of NXT Battleground down below in the comments section. And like Trick Willie says, the champ will say, let's talk about it. So congrats to Trick, because he didn't back down from the average Joe. I can only imagine what it's going to say tomorrow. But I think Mike Santana will come out and have a little something to say to the champ. He's like, I want my title shot, boy. I don't know. We get that. Alright, that is my NXT Battleground review. Thank you all for watching. I'll try to get my Double or Nothing review up in a little bit. By the time you see it, I'll be pissed tired. So I'll be up probably in the early morning hours. And then that'll be it. And then like I said, tomorrow night, late tomorrow night, do TNA and Ring of Honor, because I want to get that up quick, and then try to get the Raw review up as well tomorrow night, and then we'll get to NXT on probably mid-afternoon Wednesday, leading into Dynamite, which should be great, the aftermath of Double or Nothing, as we're heading into Fyter Fest, which is 4 hours! It's a pay-per-view on a Wednesday! What is this, TNA? Remember when TNA had pay-per-views every Wednesday when they were starting? That was pretty damn fun. It was fun if you didn't have to pay for it like I did. Ha! But those of you who didn't, you had to waste like how much was that? Like $1.99 or some shit like that. I forgot how much it was. But man, 4 hours of 4 hours of AEW television next Wednesday night for Fyter Fest, and that's Dynamite. And coming right after that's Collision. So I don't think there's any Collision on June 7th, because of, guess what? You know, Hunter and Shawn Michaels have to one-up Tony Khan every fucking month. That's why they have, well, he's not, thankfully, thank the Lord, well, technically, Tony Khan wins the, All In weekend. Because, Hunter kind of had to force Tony Khan to make All In, I think, at 2 o'clock. My phone. Now I gotta check when All In is at. What time? Okay, check that. What time is AEW All In? Well, that didn't help me, thank you. Thank you, Siri. Google. Let me try that again. What time is AEW All In pay-per-view? That's what I should have said. Alright, that's not what I want. I hate how Google does that. What time is AEW All In 2025 pay-per-view? 3 o'clock. Okay. Wow, 3 o'clock. So that might go right. It's definitely going right into the start of. No, actually, take that back. So All In starts July the 12th at 3 o'clock Eastern time. So, knowing Tony Khan, it's going to be like at least a 5+ hour pay-per-view. So, I think it's going to go right into the start of Saturday night's main event, which is at 8 o'clock that night. So it's a nice little lead into Saturday night's main event, so you know that's going to get ratings, probably. But who knows? So, and then that Sunday, July the 13th, is the return of Evolution, the women's pay-per-view. That's going to be, I believe it's San Fran. I forgot what it is. I think it's in LA. I forgot where it is, actually. But Evolution 2, July 13th. That's at night, so it's probably like a 7 o'clock pay-per-view, so. Look at that. So that's going to be a big, huge weekend. And don't forget, Supercard, not Supercard. Not Supercard, no, I know Dynamite and then Collision is on Thursday. Friday is Supercard, right? I believe Supercard. For Ring of Honor. SmackDown's going at the same time. So, and then you got All In, Saturday night's main event. On that Saturday, then Sunday, I mean, lots of shit. Early July is just amazing. July 4th weekend, and then the next weekend is like, from Wednesday to Sunday, it's like boom, 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 boom. Wait till August. August, you got SummerSlam Night 1 and 2. Then at the end of the month, you got Forbidden Door, which is the 23rd of, I think it's the 24th of August, and then the week after that, the 31st of August, is Clash in Paris. And then I think Ring of Honor comes back for Death Before Dishonor in Philly, I believe. That's in September. And at the end of September, we got a pay-per-view, I believe. Yeah, we got All In. Not All Out, I'm sorry. We got All Out September the 27th, I believe. And I think there might be somewhere in September there might be a WWE pay-per-view. So, we got a lot of shit. So, and you think about it, Wrestle Dream might be the week after that, after All Out. That's the first. I think it's gonna be the first or second weekend of October. It's gonna be Wrestle Dream number 3, I believe, 3 or 4. I think it's 3. And then October we got Halloween Havoc for NXT, which is on a Friday, so because Halloween is on a Friday, so SmackDown's gonna have a Halloween show, which is fun. But Halloween Havoc's gonna be on the 27th or 28th. That's gonna be a fun day. We'll see what happens with that. November, I think we got October. We got Crown Jewel. So that's seen as final pay-per-view per se, but I think he's doing Survivor Series. And we got Full Gear in November. December, we got Final Battle. We got World's End at the end of December. You know, the Continental Classic's coming up as well. The G1's coming up. Damn, G1's coming up pretty fast. Woo, boy. It's going to be a lot. Big. The next 6 months are going to be huge for wrestling. Lots of fucking shit. And we move on with that. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. 7.5 out of 10 stars for NXT Battleground. Let me know what you guys think. Down below in the belch. No, down below in the comment section. That's it. Alright, I will shut up now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, Trick Winnie, the TNA champion, We're going to hear from him tomorrow night on NXT TV on the CW11. So check it out. Going to be great. And we got that. Thanks for watching, everybody. And until next time. Peace. Peace.